Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Sherri Hannan. She's the County Director for Safe Kids Fayette County. Today you are going to talk to us about just some safety tips as school is back in session.
Well, I think the most important element, really it is talking about, getting your kid to school and then getting them home safely. If your school is in a neighborhood and maybe your child walks to school, whether they're a kindergartner, which you would maybe want to consider, walking them to school every day. But if they're walking with older siblings, perhaps, or just a group of neighborhood kids, practice that walking route. Make sure they know how to, get to school, the right directions, making sure that they know how to cross the street safely. A lot of neighborhood schools have a lot of crossing guards that are employed, and just letting them know that they need to follow the directions of the crossing guard. You want to teach them, the correct way to cross the street, looking left, right, left. Not stepping out into the street, staying, back on the curb till it is safe to cross. Phones down, heads up, paying attention to traffic, cross at the stop signs, the intersections, the street corners. Just, go through all of that teaching, repeat it, even if they've been previous walkers. And just making sure that one, you accompany your child if you need to, and then practice that, the next, week or so before school starts, practice it. Make sure that, by the end of, right before school starts, they can get there without a lot of guidance from you. If your child rides the school bus, maybe, again, practice getting to where the school bus pickup location is, because most of the time it's not right in front of your home. Making sure that they know to leave in enough time to get to the school bus stop safely, where to stand so that they're not going to be in the road for traffic or for the school bus when it pulls up close to pick up kids. How important it is to actually enter or exit the school bus safely. Making sure that they have that eye contact with the driver, making sure the bus comes to a complete stop before they start to, walk towards the bus. School bus is a safe way of transporting kids, and the risks have to do with actually entering and exiting that school bus. So just making sure, again, you go over some of those, safety tips with your kids, sit still, again, be a good passenger, a good rider on that school bus, and follow the directions of the bus driver and any type of transportation aids. And then, of course, you might have some bike riders, again, in neighborhood schools. That helmet needs to be on their head, making sure, again, you're going over the safety rules of the road. Making sure that they can do that route to school safely, and that you feel confident in them being able to get from home to school in a safe mode. And then lastly, I think, car riders, that's how a lot of kids get to school as parents, drop off and pick up. So making sure that the school's rules for, what is the drop off and pick up procedures, making sure that, again, you're not rushed, that you're not distracted, that you're paying attention. When you enter those school zones, you should be totally focused on child pedestrians, child bikers, the school buses. You want to make sure that, you exit kids curbside, that are jumping out of the car and not into traffic. But again, there's a lot of responsibility when you enter those school zones to make sure that your speed is slowed down, that you're, paying attention, that you're not distracted. Kids are buckled up, that they're, in their booster seat or their seat belt, and that, every ride, every time, take that extra second before you pull off when picking kids up to make sure that they are appropriately restrained. So just those simple things that we know that we're supposed to do, but sometimes in a rush, sometimes just kind of being out of the routine during those weeks of having summer break, kids may have forgot. So just going over those procedures, those routes, making sure that you're confident in your child's ability to, get to school if they're doing it on their own. And for those, youngest ones, making sure that, again, that they have adequate supervision, getting to school.
If you would like to check out any information from Safe Kids Fayette County, be sure to visit safekids.org. Thanks for joining us today on the Farm and Home Show, and we'll see you next time.